Hi, I'm Rich Brown, Senior Editor for CNET.com. Today we're going to take a look at the Acer Aspire Predator. So this is an $1899 gaming desktop, and as you can see, it has a very stylized design. We suspect there are probably quite a few of you out there who were maybe immediately turned off by this thing. For the people still interested though, this is actually a fairly thoroughly conceived desktop, and we at least admire Acer for sticking with their vision. The name Predator probably is not a coincidence. This is not an officially licensed product, but it does bear some similarities to the movie Monster that you're probably familiar with. You can see there's a faceplate here, a couple arms, and it slides right up. And then there's sort of a mandible-like design with these optical drives where they separate out, and then the drive tray comes right out. So those are two kind of unique features for this PC, but they don't really have a real functionality effect on the system. But it does actually have some useful design elements. The biggest one is probably here in the front door. See, the front door opens and there's 4 hard drive bays here. You can get to these pretty easily, swap the first 3 out while the system is on. And then there's a label here that indicates this is the operating system drive, and you definitely don't want to take that one out until you've shut everything down. For the rest of the front panel, it's pretty straightforward. You get a couple of USB ports and some audio ports up here. As well as down here, you get a media card reader, another USB jack, as well as a mini FireWire input. So the back of the Predator looks just like any other desktop. You can see a full range of ports here, and there's actually very little that we'd want to add. You get a whole bunch of USB jacks, you get a full-size FireWire 400 input, a couple Ethernet jacks, 7.1 analog audio, digital audio, as well as 2 eSATA ports, which is actually not very common. Down here on the graphics card, you also get a DVI port, as well as a mini HDMI output over here. Now the faceplate and the overall design of the system are pretty unique, but that actually makes getting inside the case a little bit complicated. You've got 2 arms here, 2 arms on the other side of the system, and in order to get into the case, you have to unscrew these hinges and remove the faceplate altogether. From there, there's a couple tabs in the back you have to lift up. Then you pop the side panel off. So inside the case, you can see some of the features we expect to find in higher-end gaming PCs, although it's not quite as tidy as we'd like. You can see the cables here underneath these orange shrouds, but they're really pretty messy. Acer and Gateway and all the other companies that Acer owns never really do the high-end wire binding we're used to seeing from some more of the boutique PC vendors. That said, it's still reasonably clean airflow. So this is in fact a liquid-cooled CPU. It's an Intel Core i7-930. It's a 2.8 gig quad-core chip, relatively fast, definitely not the fastest on the market, but you also get a little bit of room for overclocking here thanks to the liquid cooling. Down here you've got a GeForce GTX 470 graphics card that's nice and fast. It should be able to handle anything on the market right now. And you've got a few other expansion slots down here, including 2 extra graphics card slots. We would not make this a 3 GPU system, but the 750 watt power supply is definitely beefy enough to support a second GTX 470 card if you wanted a spring for it. Now you get 6 memory slots up here. They're all occupied, and the system has 12 gigs of RAM total. And we should mention that this is a fixed configuration PC, so what you see here is what you'll find when you find it at retail. In addition to the graphics card slots, you also get a single X PCI Express slot, as well as a standard PCI slot, so you can add Wi-Fi, sound card, or any other card upgrades you might want. So clearly, the design of the Acer Predator won't be for everybody. You also end up paying a little bit more for the stylized features on the case. That said, this is a very fast gaming PC, and it has got plenty of room to expand and upgrade. That's why we can recommend this PC to people who appreciate its particular design charms. So I'm Rich Brown. This is the Acer Aspire Predator.
Hey folks, Brian Cooley from CNET.com. Now when we check the performance of a piece of tech, we check the performance of a piece of tech. If you love videos of cars and all their high-tech and high-performance glory, check out the CNET Car Tech video podcast, cnet.com/CarTechTV.